Hey everyone, it's Roman here from DS Creative Studio, and I have a problem, an organization problem. This is my CNC and router drawer. It's an awful mess. So you can see one of my very first CNC projects up front. Well, it's supposed to be a bit organizer with some labeled spots for holding your router bits and keeping everything nice and organized. Well, today we're going to fix this mess using 3D printing, turning this into this with Gridfinity. Gridfinity is a grid-based storage system designed and developed by Zach Friedman. I'm going to drop a link in the description. You should definitely go check it out because it's a great system with a huge community behind it that are designing all sorts of things for you to download and print for free. So the first step for this drawer makeover is going to be to measure out the space. We're going to get the widths and depths measurements so that we can generate our base grid. And that's really going to come in handy for just helping us lay everything out and get a good visual inventory. Because honestly, I have no idea what's in here. So once we've got our measurements, we can head over to gridfinitygenerator.com. One of the great things about Gridfinity is that it's got a huge community behind it, which is how you get great things like this free part generator. Now, normally I use Fusion 360 for my CAD, but in this case, you don't even need that. You can generate bins, grids, different cutout holders, all for free, just using this online tool. So we'll go ahead and do that. And once we have our base grid kind of mapped out, we can just hit export and save the STL file for 3D printing. And then we'll jump over to our slicer. I'm using Cura for this, and we'll slice up these grid files for printing on the Rat Rig VCore 3 500. That's my usual workhorse printer. And we've got a lot of stuff to print, so the build volume is really going to come in handy. I have a bunch of old PETG filament laying around that I'll use for this project. And I'm going to try to use slicer settings that get this printed as fast as possible without such a worry about quality. These are functional prints, and we've only got a week. Then we hit print. This footage is from my Twitch stream. Now might be a good time to mention that I'm streaming on Twitch during the week. Check out the profile for the link. And we're off to a bad start. And we're back. Time to get this done. While that prints, I'm going to go ahead and empty out the drawer and clean it out and just get rid of any of this excess trash. There's a lot of stuff in this drawer that maybe belongs in other places, so it's also a good time to sort some of that stuff out. And once the grid is finished printing, we can lay everything out. What I like to do is lay this out on a large open space, and then I can sort of lay out all of the smaller components that are going to be stored here on top of the grid. And it really does give a better sense of how many bins you'll need, if any custom bins are going to be needed, and just helps you build that inventory for all of the bins that you'll have to print. This can be daunting at first, but laying things out like this really does help. And this is the layout that I came up with. So we've pretty much got all of our bits and accessories on the left side here, with the bits that are most frequently used towards the front and our 1/2-inch shank bits towards the back. And then on the right-hand side here, we've got all of our accessories, hold downs, got things like brushes here for our brushed motor routers, depth gauge, dial indicator here. It's a digital dial indicator with an attached 3D printed part. This is what I use for tramming my spindle. And as you can see, most things fit pretty well. I'm leaving the back 2 rows of the grid open for expansion in the future. And let's get to printing. Okay, I'm just going to stop this right here. Earlier I mentioned I would be printing this with leftover PETG, and I've really had some serious quality issues printing some of these parts. You can see the surface finish, just kind of garbage. Got a lot of spots in the surfaces, under extrusion. It feels a little mushy or spongy, and you can see we've had a lot of warping peeling up off the print bed, which has been impacting the nozzle there and causing some horrendous quality. So either we've got a clog or another issue. Either way, I've got to fix it. It was a clog. One hot end disassembly and reassembly later, and we're back. Now all we need to do is put the things into their respective bins and make it all fit. It's a little bit like playing Tetris. And once we've got all that, we just need to put it back in the drawer. Not everything that was in the original drawer made the cut. A lot of things had to go either to the trash or to other places where they fit better. But I think the end result was a drawer that's going to work a whole lot better moving forward. And we've got a bit of space at the back for future growth. So, all right, I just want to take a second to look back at where we started from. Yikes. Yeah, that's a whole mess right there. And now? Oh yeah, that's way, way better. So now everything's got a place. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like or subscribe buttons, or both. See you next week.